Hey there guys, welcome to the next lesson! Here I want to talk about the different kinds of players that we're going to be able to find within our RPG. Or in our video games, like maybe in a shooter or an action game. Some kind of game where we have a number of players that are trying to form a team, or not, depending on what they want to do within the game itself. An RPG is a game in which one or more players are going to have different roles or personalities. However, shooters are a genre that have a number of subgenres in which the most common characteristic is that in the game we get a weapon that we can fire at will. You can probably see the shots in first person or from a certain distance. Right now, I'm showing you guys a series of images that represent different kinds of players that we can find. And within the defensive types, we have, for example, animal trainers, like the one we can see in this image here. They're normally accompanied by animals or archers or... So right now, we're looking at this from a point of view that our game is going to develop within a fantastic medieval style kind of theme, okay? This is why we're looking to give our guys a look kind of like this one. So, as I was saying, defensive characters are made of characters that have fast attacks or distant attacks and are characterized for their agility and sneakiness. I'm showing you some examples. So we have like assassins, archers, or animal trainers. I'd like to use these as reference when working on my own characters. If you like this kind the most when you're working on your guy, I recommend you pay special attention to the specific lesson I'm going to explain it in. This will be the defensive type. The next type we're going to see is the tank. These guys are characterized by their heavy armors and tools and weapons that are also like pretty big. So, these big weapons or tools are also what allow these people to be offensive action characters when we establish an RPG game. For example, the ones I'm choosing right now, I want to highlight their armor. They're pretty heavy, okay? And as you can see, the image that these guys convey is of a person with a serious, proud expression and like strong muscles. For example, with our girl here, I want to point out that within our game world, we can create different characters. In the case of medieval styles, we can even use different races. Like here, we would have a dwarf. And we can develop them looking at what we want to create. This girl here has a sword that doesn't look very heavy, but she's still going to be a paladin or a tank. Because, I mean, dude, look at that armor. She's got crazy defense, and she's going to be able to defend the rest of the squad. Like this girl here as well. There are characters with a serious demeanor. This is the only example I'm going to use as a man because the armor with its colors seems quite attractive to represent these kind of characters. As you can see, the armors can have a helmet, or, not, depending on the functionality we're looking at. In this case, we're going to look at this comparison, because the armor of a man is different to that of a woman. We're not really going to look at this now, because we're going to create an armor for our RPG heroine. The next type we're going to see are the healers or support characters. These are the people that keep the team alive. And sometimes they're in charge of creating a strong defense with buffs. They're normally near tanks, and they perform, like in our case, spells or attacks that can support the team. We can classify them as war mages or as druids. They normally have the ability to invoke powerful natural elements to be reflected in their magic. In this case, we can see this girl using some like hot fire. What they might also have are different light armor combinations. Or maybe they have staffs or wands. They're normally heavy in jewelry with mystic powers or something similar to that. I also want to say that normally within the world of video games and stuff, where we can see woman representation, we're going to see an exaggeration in the armors, where the women are sexualized, they have perfect silhouettes, and these are some options we're going to see as representations. It's not cool. Ew. Well, the support characters are the last ones I wanted to see, and in the next lesson, we're going to start working on the different kinds of characters that we can find, and to explain them step by step. So their dress code, action lines, etc. I hope you've enjoyed this lesson, this brief lesson, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next lesson. Bye!